before you can crawl, you gotta party, you gotta put your mullet in the wind, just say frick it, climb on it, this captain's going down with the ship, if it burns down, I'm gonna explode with it. Here goes nothing.
Good morning, everybody. Just making some Nutella toast before I go in the garage. But yeah, sometimes I hand deliver turbos. This one's from my buddy Michael, who ordered one. This is our 79mm True North turbos. If you want to check it out, blacksheepindustries.ca. We got wastegates, blow-off valves, turbos, all the good stuff you need to turbo your car and have fun. Make sure to check it out. And remember, code word Boosted Lifestyle gets you 10% off everything but turbos.
I am so stoked on how this is coming out. I'm so happy that this thing works now.
We've got to put a fuel pump in this thing, and we've got to put keyways throughout the whole thing. Kind of scary.
I'm just going to take a minute to wire in our map sensor here, and then I'm going to start working on the fuel tank, the fuel pump, the fuel filter, to the rails, the regulator, back to the fuel tank, and then we got to work on the rear end. Mission successful. That is all the wiring. That's a map sensor. The coolant sensor's in there too. We just have to run 2 wires from it to the front where we put it afterwards, but that is it. It is all cleaned up, tucked in there. Mint.
All right, next up, fuel pump stuff. I do have a 255 here, which is supposed to be our lift pump for this car. So essentially we're gonna run the Walbro pump external from the tank in this car, and you just feed the fuel up to the front because there's gonna be a surge tank with 2 pumps inside of it. But I'm gonna steal this for now. This is super overkill, and I have a feeling like our stator wouldn't keep up with this anyways. And then we have an Amazon fuel filter just because, you know, Amazon stuff. We gotta fit this beast in here somewhere, but to be honest, this is probably enough fuel. If we wanted to run ethanol, we could do it, and if we wanted to run methanol, we could probably do it still. 255 on gasoline, 400 horsepower. You need about 4 times as much fuel for methanol, I think. So about 100 horsepower in methanol. I think we could do it. If we really want, that might be we might have to try it just for fun.
All right, this stuff is -6 to -6. So we're gonna need a straight section to join these 2 things up, and then -6 actually slides over top of this like we did previously, and then the return is also -6. So we need to take our tank out, bung in the bottom here, while they're cap in the top, and then a return -6 right there. And I think that's in the right spot. Yep, that'll work. Look at it! We still don't have a bung for this one. Unfortunately, that was just a vent line, but we made a thing.
And I'm not gonna make the mistake of touching it this time because I did that last time with the oil tank and it was hot. So like aluminum gets hot.
I guess I lied. I found a 1/4" NPT bung hole and I welted it in there. So now we have a vent hose.
I mean, we got a vent fitting. We gotta put a hose on it to make it a vent hose.
I got hose. I got hose.
I'm probably gonna end up mounting the fuel regulator somewhere in this area down here underneath this panel. So if I get to fit in there, somewhere like that. I'm just gonna have to put a 90-degree fitting on that gauge so we can read the gauge when it's in there. I just have to cut a notch in the side right here for the fitting to be able to fit on, bolt that in, and we're good to go. All right, we got a regulator mounted down here, and we got our first line done. This is a return line to the regulator, and then we gotta go from the regulator to the tank. But we just slipped the lines on top of these fittings here. They fit very, very snugly, and then I just hose clamped the other end of it. So we're gonna go -6 from the regulator to the tank now, and then we have to figure out where we're gonna mount our pump and our filter to get to the other side. We have to drill a hole underneath, like behind this, so the line can just come straight through here and then go to the bottom. So take the tank up, drill a hole. I've actually got an Amazon PTFE kit for Dash 6, so we'll end up using that. Instead of being rubber on the inside, like we're using for right here to be able to clamp it on, this one actually has a Teflon coating, so it's more suited for ethanols and methanols and stuff that is corrosive to rubber. So you get a Teflon coating on the inside instead.
And the process for assembling the line is slightly different, but it's still like the same concept where you get your fitting. The only difference is it's like a compression style fitting versus a compression style. It's different because it has like the little compression fitting in it.
It's different because it has this piece. That's what I was trying to explain, but I'm not very good at explaining stuff. Well, that was a little pain in the ass to tighten up since I can't really fit my hand in here. But return line's on, just fits through there. Now we're gonna work on mounting the fuel filter, which is gonna go over here somewhere, I think, and then the fuel pump, which is gonna go underneath, line from there to there to there to up here. Easy. Since I have to get underneath it to work, this is my best idea to have it on its side. Just put it on a lawn chair on one side. Because if I tilt it too far, then the oil from the engine, it's actually gonna come out the crank sensor hole, and I don't want that. Because for right now, I don't want oil spilling everywhere.
Nope, not me wrapping a fuel pump in 1,000,000 miles of tape so I can P-clamp it because I don't have any small, perfect size P-clamps. We're not all perfect, but if you massage it enough, we can all be perfect. Bigger's better. Okay, we made some progress here. We have one more line to cut, except I can't cut it yet. I needed to dry out. There was a bit of fuel in it, and I don't want to cut some sparks in it while there's fuel in it, so aired it out, gonna let it dry out. But I just don't want to make an explosion right now, so I'll show you what I got done. So from the fuel tank, it goes to a 180 to the back of the fuel pump. I did wire it in, and then it goes to the fuel filter, and then the fuel filter is gonna go up to the other side of the rail, and then that's it. And good thing I wired in that board over there because it was as simple as just hooking up power and ground, and then power and ground here, and our fuel pump should work. However, I have not tested it yet, and I will test it on camera for the first time in person live on a video, and I'm gonna upload it for you guys.
There's no fuel in it, obviously. I think I might have to weld a little tiny bit right here before I put fuel in it, so a good thing I've seen that. But the fuel pump should kick on.
Easy as that, baby. Just one more line, put fuel in it, ready to fire.
Please don't make a fire explosion, please. I asked nicely. All right, back down we go. All the fuel systems hooked up. Our axle moved over a little bit. I guess it's time to see if we got any fuel leaks. We're gonna use some C16 again, just because it's what we got laying around, and it smells good. So if I get high, I wanna get high on C16. We don't need a ton of fuel in here right now. Make sure it doesn't leak first. Okay, we got that blue fuel in there. You can't actually see it. But I'm gonna turn the key forward. We should get some fuel prime. Sounds like fuel pressure to me. Let's see, let's see.
I don't want to smoke it out because I didn't get my laptop and pull any fuel out of it yet, but it just fired right away with the key. So I have to set up our rear end right now. I have to pull the wheels off it, center the axle again, put our keyways in the brake and the chain sprocket, hook the chain back up, and then I'm gonna get the rear end in the air, and when we start it next time, we should be able to test our clutch, our brake, our fuel Oh man, cool! Yes, yes, yes! I built this thing!
All right, everything in the rear end is buttoned up, but we're gonna test it right now. Sometimes, before you can crawl, you gotta party, you gotta put your mullet in the wind, just say frick it, climb on it, this captain's going down with the ship, if it burns down, I'm gonna explode with it. Here goes nothing. Hey, why did I shut down? Why was the starter still going there? Ha! It's smoking here now, boys! I also have to figure out where neutral is, because I don't know where neutral is in this thing. Oh, there's oil everywhere. Okay, we've got oil here from somewhere, and we've got oil all over here from somewhere. And I don't know where. Is there oil in this too? And there's not a lot of oil left in that. Actually, I know that this oil leak is because our gasket is broken right there. I just haven't got a new gasket in yet, but this might be just flinging off of that or out of this piece. I didn't really look. Well, after trying to fire it up a couple times, there's actually a bunch of oil squirting out of right here, so this actually has to go back to the can as well, so probably that fitting right there, but then I have to make a vent for this can as well somewhere else. But yeah, I can see oil coming out of here and down there.
Any progress is progress. We started it up. There's a couple things I still have to do. I have to weld up a bunch of stuff in the rear. I have to weld up a chain tensioner, and I have to figure out this tune, which is going to take a day or so of me looking into it. Matt Happel has actually been helping me out on sloppy mechanics. So he said something about alpha N and then switching on the single cylinder stuff. So I'm going to dig into that tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be back out here again, and maybe we can take it outside after that. After I need a base somewhat tune in it to be able to drive it. But it starts, the wheels move. It's a little scary sitting between the two wheels because you can see it like, we need some fenders, I think. Or suicide. Go with the mullet. If you die, you die, basically. Anyways, subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber counts. Like the video. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace easy. Get that V.